Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to Endzone, a world apart. We are continuing the little town we started last stream. So we're one stream into surviving and things are still going well. I figured out a few things kind of between that time and this time. And one of those things is that you can actually have a look at this little button resources down here, and then you can see kind of what you've been consuming, and that is going to be really important going forward so that we can at least kind of track what we're doing. So in terms of water in the current season, okay, let's go to last season. We've consumed that much, we've produced that much, and so it means that we had a surplus in production and that we currently have enough water stored up to actually get us through the season. But we will want to make sure that we steadily increase that number as we go. In terms of food, things haven't been as rosy colored as with the water. So we will be looking into food a little bit more detail. Actually, let's quickly have a look at that right now. So last season, we consumed more than we produced. Okay, in a lot of these things. So that is the thing that's going to tell me that there is a little bit of a problem with our food production. So we will want to spend a bit of time and effort to try and sort that out. Okay, without any further ado, let's get going. Let's just, before we do that, just see how much we have doing what kinds of work around here. And I believe we're pretty much okay. There's a few things that needs to be built. And we will just kind of hang on and get some of these things built. So let's unpause the game. We'll speed it up a little bit while they quickly finish off stuff like this. So that's the campfire built. So hopefully that will raise confidence a little bit. That's one of the items that raises the confidence. Something has happened. Our food reserves are low. So our children have reduced and have become adults. And I have quickly had a look. There is a bit of a log here that we can have a look at. And that actually tells you Gracie has become an adult. And that's basically what has happened over here. So one child down, one adult up, and that's as simple as that. It also tells you if people dies. So it'll be helpful once we start to have to deal with pandemics and stuff like that, of radiation and so on. So we want to store a fair bit of scrap, and of course we will be trying to do that as best as we can. Average health is pretty good. We need housing, especially now with another adult. We do need housing, so we need to try and make sure that we get housing sorted out pretty quickly. What is that actually? That is another recycler, which is good. Again, with the food reserves, I know our food reserves isn't great, but this is still dry, so it's not going to be great. But we have hunters hunting, and we've got fishers fishing, and we've got, what is this, gatherers gathering. So really, we're trying our very best to get those food reserves up. I am starting to worry a little bit more about potentially the water situation, but at the moment, they're doing a decent job at that. Tools is the next big thing for us. We have a tailor, we have a recycler, but we don't have anybody creating tools just yet. So hopefully people walking by here will actually get that little situation going there, get the buff for the campfire. I do hope that is in fact the case. This map is huge. There's so much stuff for us to cover. Where is our recycler currently focused on? There's only a little bit of scrap left here, so we'll definitely want to keep an eye on that as well. Just make sure that we continue that journey. Is this still dry? From a moisture perspective, this little spot here really didn't get much help this season. So unfortunately, we're probably not going to get a lot there. There's a lot of new adults. So let's quickly see what is the situation like with our workers. So let's get whether the extra one there is really worth our while at the moment. I don't quite know, but 2 for now should be okay. Then another water carrier would probably be a good idea as well. Extra adults is not a bad thing, apart from the fact that we need to get them housing as quickly as possible. Hopefully we can get that built, these two built pretty quickly. Oh, excellent. So now we've got room for another refiner, I believe is what it's called. One more refiner, please. And the question is, do we want to continue cloth, or do we actually now start getting ourselves some plastics and metal ready? I think go for plastics for now. We do want to get some better stuff as soon as possible. People are still pretty confident and happy, and we just need to slowly task up these things. Why aren't you building this? All the resources are there. You should be building it. You should be building it. We've got 2 builders. Really shouldn't be a problem. They should be able to build this like lickety split. And we should also see some plastic starting to pile in as well. We want to make sure we get a fair bit of scrap up there. Why aren't they building this? No building efforts whatsoever. This is going to be a disaster, this one. We've got tons of rain coming in. Okay, excellent. There's another one built. Nice. And now another one. Just come and build it very quickly. Excellent. You're going to build it, and we're going to have all of that done. What I'll do is let's just pause it for a second while I quickly lay out a few little roads. So I want to extend the road situation there and there. And I want to tie that together. Actually, let's tie it up all the way over there. And then I'm kind of tempted that we start work on a couple of additional houses while we don't have plastic yet for that. We need to get some better at a few more things. The situation we have here is that we won't actually be able to fit in any other stuff in there, but that's not well unless we use this for something else. So let's go over here and place. If we wanted the market, where did we want to do the market? Actually, maybe let's just do it over here. Let's just slot in a couple of houses over there. That's going to be nice, so they can start building away at that. We don't have tons of people to be doing other stuff, but I did think that it's probably a good idea to yeah, so these things grow under trees and things like that. So if we wanted to clear out some trees with a task, it'll probably have to be in this general area over here. But what we could do is we could pick up some scrap. Well, there's not a lot of scrap over here either. How much are we getting done over here? Oh, I think we're getting a fair bit done, and there's new growth coming in as well. So that should be okay. Keep a quick eye on the scrapper, what's going on. Still 23 pieces left, so we just need to bear in mind that that's going to run out very, very soon. How many people do we have working here? 3. So that workforce is pretty good. How's our food doing? Our food isn't too bad. Our water is worrying me a little bit. There will be a couple of days of rain. So we could potentially look at maybe a water catcher thingy. So if I go rain collector, 24, yeah, that's not necessarily going to happen. I could potentially put in another cistern and another boardwalk over here somewhere. That's probably not a bad idea, because that number is really not filling me with confidence. Failed the mission, yeah, understood. Better luck next time. I hope that doesn't actually drop our confidence. Can't actually see, and now we're getting a low on water reserves thing. Okay, so with that in mind, our food, I'm not quite comfortable with our food just yet, but our water presumably needs to be a little bit better. So let's drop that down. We'll add an extra one over there. I probably can bring one salvager out and put another water carrier in there. I think we need to go full steam ahead with our water carriers, just so that we can collect more of that. Okay, another house is built. There's no one, shouldn't be anybody living there just yet, so at least we've got a little bit of spare capacity as some of these kids grow up. Now we've got an unhappy settler, so let's quickly have a look at that. It becomes a fair bit of work. Okay, so this guy is saying settler is infertile due to high age. So old adult seems to have a little bit of a problem. So why don't you have water or food? Those kind of things you should have. You're not that demanding, are you? So you should just be able to pick up the stuff that you need. I think you should get the stuff. This is now wet, so hopefully this will now grow. at a reasonable pace. I think we need to double down on water collection. I honestly think that is going to be really important that we actually do that. So let's grab an additional boardwalk over here. Kind of squeeze it in right there next to the fissure, like so, and that should be fine. The question is, do we plop a cistern somewhere over here? If we do it over here, it will actually collect from that spot over there, and then we can do a rainwater collector right here in the middle. I kind of think we just have to go for, well, the problem with that is it doesn't actually collect it by itself. So we need to assign more people to work there. So I'm not going to do that just yet. So let's cancel this for the minute because I don't have people to work it. So there's very little point in doing it. I've added a few more people to work this spot over here. So hopefully they will continue to fill it. I've got very little walking distance here, about as little as possible. So please just kind of sort that out. An extra adult has arrived. So can we get them to work what exactly? Potentially forestry. How's our doing? So we're doing pretty decent job with keeping our scarves and things going on. So forestry, I think, is one of those things that we're going to need to get into as quickly as we possibly can. Okay, now what is next? I'm not sure. I don't think my chat is actually updating. So I'm a little wondering whether someone is actually saying something and whether I'm missing out on that. Let me quickly have a look at that. So bear with me. The game is paused. Bear with me while I try and see if this can be updated somehow, or whether I need to go and have a look at the source itself. Let me quickly try it. So just bear with me 1 second. I'll keep talking while I quickly go over here and try and have a look at what's going on. Just that I see if someone is actually, my chat isn't actually updating where it is. So anyway, let's see if this is now going to work. Going to try that. Anyway, so I've got the other chat up now. So let's hopefully see that is actually going to do some stuff. Okay, so now with that in mind, I'll try and keep an eye on it, but they're still just saying it's connecting. So bear with me while I try and figure out what is actually going on. Okay, so I think we've got everything we need. Let's quickly have a look. Obviously water is an issue and we want to try and sort the max water there. Let's quickly have a look. One of the things that I want to do is get a refinery, because that actually gives us a lot of stuff. So what I'll do is I'll actually, and a workshop, but we need metals for that. So I'm actually going to switch one of these guys from plastics to metals, because metals is going to be the more important of the two. Okay, for now. Let's continue. I think the chat is still not connecting. I don't know. Anyway, bear with me. Just enjoy if I can't interact with you that much. I'm not sure if it's a bandwidth thing or what is exactly going on at the moment. Okay, so what's going on over here? This is growing now, so at least we'll have the food coming in. There's still people complaining that they're not getting food and water and all these kind of things, but water is coming up, food is coming up. Water not as much as I would like it to come up, and obviously the next droughts are on their way. We're not going to get any water from rain and so on for a few days, and we also don't know if that's dangerous at all. But yes, so there's a few children that will become adults pretty soon. Let's have a look at what the next kind of facilities are that we can potentially make use of. We need to probably start collecting coal. Coal can be used to give us some. What's going on? Oh, that the spot has been cleared out. So we need to move the working area. Potentially, yeah, to over here. Can move it up here as well, but let's move it over here so we can clear out this little section and potentially get that cleared out so that we can do some other stuff. I don't know, build some stuff there if we would have wanted to. Okay, Next thing on the list of things to do, a workshop is going to be important. So we have switched over to the metals. So we will try and collect a bit of metal as quickly as we can. Community wise, we probably need to start looking at things like weather stations. Cemetery is also pretty important. That one we can actually start looking at building right now. And this spot here is something that I kind of like for that to do. So let's go ahead and build ourselves a cemetery over there, because it's one of those community facilities that people are going to want to get access to at some point, and they'll be very unhappy if they can't. So we'll start by doing that. Let's have a look at what's going on in terms of our workers over here. Ooh, there's tons of people doing the settler role. So I'm kind of hoping maybe we'll add an extra farmer, add an extra hunter. And yes, our water is coming up a little bit stronger. So excellent, things are looking good. We need the metals in as quickly as possible so that we can get the the workshop for the tools up and running. That's going to be important. That's going to be an important next step for us. Of course, we're going to need someone to work the cemetery once that's built. And they should get that built pretty quickly. But yeah, tools is going to be a real issue at the moment if we don't get that sorted ASAP. At about 10 tools, I believe we can go ahead and build the workshop. 12. So we'll schedule it for construction. Probably it's not the greatest. Maybe over here somewhere, so that we have everything pretty close together over here. I think that's not a bad idea. We'll slot it in there. We'll leave a little bit of room here for this. Yes, I know you're going to talk about saying that you don't actually have the metal. Missing metals. I know, but we're working on it. We are working on it. Chat is still not connecting. No, don't know what's going on. Remember to save. Yes, thank you. I will save every now and again. This is being built, so that's good. Probably need someone to work it, but at least we added another adult over there, so that's going to be a good one for us. Another adult is available. One mortician can work that site. We need a technician as soon as the workshop is up and running, but we still need a few bits and pieces. So just continue along your merry way in terms of getting that built. The cemetery up and running, people should be a little happier. Again, we need some more houses. So it's a constant struggle to provide for all of these people, or for all the needs of these people. I am happy with our water and food numbers at the moment. So let's add 2 more over there. These people are actually. I'm assuming people are collecting the meals over there. Assuming the hunters are doing their thing. There's still a couple of days where it's not going to rain, but there's still enough time before a drought hits so that we can actually harvest that entire field. I'm not sure how long it actually takes to get that harvested, but presumably we should do a pretty decent job at it. Presumably. Still not quite sure what is going on with Twitch at the moment, but I'm hoping that you guys are actually able to see everything you need to see, because I can't actually get any feedback from you just at the moment. It seems like it is all up and running at least. More children, more adults, all very good. All very good. Our food is looking pretty decent. Okay, so for some reason there's a new goal. So let's have a look. We need to collect a ton of wood, and then we'll get some herbs and stuff. So what I concur. I believe we do need some of that. So let's grab a task. We'll say gather some wood, and we're just gonna try and cut down a little bit over here. And hopefully we've got people that can actually do that. Got a couple of settlers that can potentially do that. So hopefully that is going to be okay. Getting the extra wood is always going to be a good thing. So I'm happy to kind of go with that so that we can get the get up and running with the or get the reward basically. Okay, so now let's see. Oh, Mr. Slug, the stream is also jumping a lot. Okay, finally the chat is up. Welcome to the stream. Anybody else had any chat messages that I missed over the last how long ever we played, 20 minutes or so? Please repost them so I can see, because the chat is now up, so now I can actually see it. Bandwidth is, as always, a bit of a problem, especially now these last few days. So I do apologize for that. There's not much I can do. I did drop the bitrate from my side a little bit, so the quality goes down a tad. I'm hoping that doesn't it's not too bad. I'm hoping it's not too bad. Can I actually? Oh, perfect. Okay, my stream is up and running. I mean my chat is now working as it should. So I'm just going to close this piece. Sorry about that. That's just a little bit of technical difficulties that we got back. Oh, and the volume is a bit low. Okay, so I'll try and scooch up the volume a little bit more. I hope that's a little bit better. And now I think it's okay. Okay, now we'll continue. So sorry for that. Let's continue this surviving. We need some more metals. The metals are coming in slowly but steadily. We need to constantly be building houses. So we have houses available. We probably need some more houses coming in as people are growing. We need more food sources as well. I'm tempted to actually add another field to the mix over here, and I am very worried that we do need to start harvesting that in time. I'm also thinking maybe a little orchard. Actually, this little spot over here is not very useful for much else. So what I thought maybe what we'll do is we'll grab a little bit of a plantation. We'll squeeze it. Come on. There we go. That's the stuff. We'll have a little central plantation. We don't have to build that or anything. We will set a seed. So let's have a quick look. What are we saying here? So that takes walnuts take 4.5 seasons. What's going to give us the maximum food here? It seems pecans are going to give us the maximum amount of food. Regrow time is 1 season. Harvest cycle 4 to 8. It seems like everything is pretty much 4 to 8 in 1 season at a time. So yeah, it just takes a little bit longer to grow, but I think let's do it. Let's set that seed. Hopefully our 2 farmers will be able to deal with that. We've got a few extra people here, so maybe we'll add an extra farmer to the mix. We need to get that built so that the technician can go ahead and go and work there, and we can get some tools up and running. That's going to be a bit of a disaster if we can't maintain a tool supply for our people. Yeah, there we go. Tools is becoming an issue, so hopefully this will be built. We need 2 more metals. The 2 more metals are available, so I'm hoping you can drop it off quickly so we can get it there. Maybe don't focus on that just yet and rather bring me my metals. Oh, the metals are here. So come on, builder, come and build that spot there. Yeah, there we go. So let's assign a technician. So the technician should be up and running, and we should have metals. I would like us to go straight into metal tools instead of doing the scrap tools. So let's go straight into metal tools. That should hopefully get us there a little quicker. We are doing a decent job, but I'm not thinking that we're not getting there quick enough in terms of the wood storage. I don't want to divert any of my attention from any of these others, but actually the food situation is looking pretty decent. I think we'll be okay for now, and I believe we should start. There's no droughts coming up just yet, so we can kind of live. We can kind of let this grow. Hopefully we'll get a full yield. If we get a full yield of that, we're going to sit pretty. More children. Water is becoming a problem due to our population constantly growing. Okay, so I believe it is now in fact time for us to look at another source of water. Maybe it is now time for us to put up a cistern and stuff over here. Let's quickly have a look. We will need more of that. So Water tower gets more carriers. Boardwalk does not. But what we'll do is we're just gonna give it a little spot there, little gap. Go ahead, start building that. It's not going to take us much, just a little bit of wood to build that. While we're trying to save wood, it's going to be a bit of an issue though. That walking distance is going to be a problem, so I believe we just need to start looking at building the cistern next to it anyway. If that is the alignment there, I like the fact that these look like that. So there we go. So we'll do that, so at least we can start by putting a little road through there. Hopefully that does the trick. I think this is growing along nicely. More adults being produced at a pretty decent rate, I might add. So hopefully we can continue to sustain ourselves a little bit. Water is becoming my big concern now. So we probably need to be a little bit more careful with that. There's some food starting to grow here. It is pretty dry. I don't think we're going to get a decent yield off of this at all. But I hope it will run a few seasons and it's not going to be a worry. This one doesn't actually have its own workers, so we'll need to get this cistern up and running. It needs a bit of wood, and then hopefully that can do the trick. We're really struggling to get the wood in, so I'm assuming we need to add another little forester to the mix here. Actually, maybe even full out on the foresters. If we put four foresters in there, hopefully we'll get enough wood to actually sustain ourselves a little bit more. Why? Okay, hang on. I'm going to pause it for a second. We had just lost one adult. And I do want to understand why that is. So if we go over here, oh, died of old age. Okay, perfect. That's good. And this is why we have a cemetery, so people don't get too unhappy about this too quickly. Again, we have some more people that's saying, well, they don't have tools, they don't have a house. So tools is a top priority for us. We are producing. We have the metals available, so presumably we're doing that in quick enough fashion. We need to assign this area so we can get some more scrap somewhere. This area will take us a long time to clear. It, however, is getting a little bit further away from things, but let's go and do that anyway. I think I'm happy with that. Is there a drought on the way? We need to build stuff like weather stations and things like that also. So we're just going to keep doing that, seeing how we go. Going along. This is looking good. I'm not sure this is growing that much more, but anyway, there's still some water coming in. Okay, what is going on? Ooh, did we actually complete that? How much wood? Okay, could a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck. If a woodchuck could chuck wood. Excellent. That's very good. Anyway, we got some scrap, we got some herbs, which is all very, very important. The herbs thing, I think, is we were completely out of herbs, right? Do we have, hang on, do we even have the herbal hut? I don't think we do. Okay, Roger. Nice one. Hopefully that gives people some confidence. Okay, that's actually one more thing that we need to start working on. That should be built pretty quickly. But so, am I missing? This is the tailor. Those are, so we don't actually have a herbalist? Oh my goodness. We need to get that down straight away. The herbs is an important part of our facilities. I don't want to necessarily place it there. Over there is also going to be a little bit problematic. Things are getting a little bit difficult in this spot over here. But this area seems to be pretty good. And if we don't cut down here, it should be fine. So what I'll do is I'll just place the herbal hut right there. And we'll continue this little road along there. So let's quickly grab our logistics and extend that a little bit in there. So hopefully if we get that built. But please build this one first. Water is going to be of vital importance to us, and I'm worried that it's not going there. We lost another adult. Again, I'm hoping old age is the thing. Okay, good. With our first people dying of old age, I am hopeful that this area was here in time before people get too unhappy. Now, unhappiness, I'm sure if we find these people, they will start telling us that they've got someone that's died and has no grave. So presumably the grave should be popping in fairly soon. because there's one grave there. One person's died, so another person has died. So I'm assuming we'll see another grave here ASAP. We need more houses, which we will do as soon as these things are done. We don't have anybody working a lot of these things. I may have to trim back some of this. Maybe I'll trim back one of the foresters. I think that is about as safe as I can go here. In terms of food, I think we're okay with food. Whether we should trim back, I'm not too sure. But of course, we're going to need some more water people. So actually, we will have to. Let's trim back one of these. We'll trim back one of them, one of the hunters, and we will trim back. Yeah, I think that's about it, really. And we'll add an extra water carrier. Hopefully that is sufficient. But yes, I am worried that we don't have the staffing levels. But there's lots of children that's going to grow up really soon. Another adult? Oh man, old age is killing us big time at the moment. Died of old age and was replaced by another settler. Okay. Okay, so at least we're it's getting there, but we are seeing plenty of unhappy settlers. Okay, so no one's working there. Let's get rid of this. Let's dismantle that piece, and let's just have a look here. So again, it's the grave issue, and we are providing a fair bit of other stuff. A market would be not a bad idea. Maybe that's what I should build. Oh, and we've got some people missing houses as well. See, you've got to keep on track of this so much. Okay, let's have a look. Resources, community, housing, food. Where's the market? There was a market. Somewhere there's a market. Logistics. Ah, it's logistics. Of course it's logistics. Wow, it's a huge market. It is a huge market, but I do think that that's a good spot for it, actually. Right in the heart of town. And we need electronics for it, which we do not have. So market is not going to come our way just yet. What I do, however, think we need to do is we need to start. Well, there's a few things actually. What's going on here? Oh, you're missing stuff to hunt. Okay, what I'm going to do for the time being, I'm going to drop down your workforce, close you down just for a tad, while we use some of these guys to quickly fill out. Wow, there's not enough, not in terms of settlers actually. Okay, let's do the one there. And I do want to build a refinery, but we are lacking the metals. But the metals will come in. So, refinery is not going to sit nicely over here, is it? The refinery is not going to play nice in that specific situation. But over here, it's not too bad. Alternatively, we could try and squeeze it in somewhere over here, maybe. Actually, I don't want it too close to town, though, because I want to use as much of this space as possible for housing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it right over there. So the refinery can start to happen in this little area right there. So let's see. Let's see if we can. And well, what we'll do is we'll tie that all together there. We will run that through there. So there's going to be a little bit of open space and things like that. So just get cracking on all of this so that we can get the stuff built that we need to get built. Once we've got the refinery running, things should be much better. Are we getting tools? Yeah, tools are coming in, just not exactly quick enough. It is a tough game, guys. I can tell you that much. Okay, the potatoes are being harvested, and that fills me with a lot of joy, because that means that we are going to eat heartily this next upcoming drought. I am hoping that it's okay. So we've planted everything, it's just slowly growing. I am hoping that it's going to be sufficient. Water is going to be a bigger issue, but we can assign a lot of people to that. And to be honest, we should probably plan out our very next. We've lost 2 more adults, guys. This is it's getting a little extreme. Hopefully you'll at least use their houses. We can't afford to lose as many people. Man, well, at least it's gonna keep us there. Okay, now, in terms of water, let's put a well in. Hopefully, yeah, I can fit a well in here. Because we're gonna need a well to run us through the dry months. Well, the dry day or whatever. And that actually fits in quite nicely over there. And we could also, I believe we can replace it with a water tower at some point, right? Can we upgrade this to a water tower? Yes, we can. So we can just upgrade these cisterns to water tower, and I could put a catcher on the other side. All these kind of things. Excellent. More adults coming in, coming online. Who do we need? Where do we need some more people to work? Herbalist is still not built. Still waiting on stuff to be carried over here. So at the moment it is what it is. Let's just continue along that journey. Yeah, food, I think I'm comfortable with the pace at which food is coming in at the moment. Can't see the next drought coming up just yet, so I am still comfortable with the pace at which the food is coming in. We should be fine. What I'm not too sure about is how our water is going to hold up. But the confidence looks okay. There are people that are happy, that are unhappy, that's saying they don't have their needs filled. So let's have a quick look at that. Can I click you? Come on. You're saying people died, don't have graves. Anyway, we're doing our best to get graves out there as quickly as possible. Graves is a top priority for us. So we are doing what we can. This is being built. So now we should be able to get another... Well, we don't have people, right? So what I can do is I can drop someone from the fisheries and I'll get another well keeper. And hopefully that'll mean some more water for us as well. That is... Why is this not being built? So builders we have. What we don't have is the people to carry the stuff around. Okay, so at least the unhappiness is dropping. We don't have that many people with the unhappiness going on. Okay, now we've got 2, so that should be okay. Hopefully we'll get there a little quicker. I'm still not sure if the chat is working, so but it looks okay. Okay, what is going on over here? You are missing obviously metals. Metals are being diverted this way. Yeah, it has been diverted that way. So once the refinery is up and running, that should be good for us. There's some more people that's died. This is, by the way, not a very environmentally sensitive way of doing the whole burial thing. But I'm assuming the environment's already ruined over here. Okay, telling me to save, that's okay, I don't mind that just yet. It could potentially actually bomb out. Okay, what is that? There's another thing coming. They want us to reach like tons of new settlers and they'll give us a little bit of food and water. We've got an hour to get there. We probably will get there in an hour's time. There's tons of kids hanging around. Now we've got tons of settlers available. We can actually start diverting a few of these to the water situation, which I think we should. That's going to be important. Once the herbalist is actually built, 2 settlers should be able to get the wood there quick enough. There is enough wood. The scrap is becoming a little bit of a problem though. Is it because of the travel distance? It may be because of the travel distance, which means we need more people to work it. Okay, so that scrap is going to be further and further away. Okay, here comes drought in a couple of days. We are, I believe, harvesting this pretty well. We've got almost 2,000 food, which I'm pretty happy with. More adults coming in, which is great stuff. Great stuff. Now we just need to make them get to work as quickly as possible so that we can get that water up. Get another one in there. We're gonna need one in the... I can't believe... Okay, anyway, all of the stuff has now been delivered, so we'll get a couple of people to work the refinery over here. This refinery will actually provide us all of these materials. And hopefully once then the herbalist will get up and running ASAP. So get another one in there so that we can get that up and running. I honestly hope it will. An extra person as the farmer could also be quite helpful at the moment. Okay, now the refinery is done. And and the herbalist is done as well, so we'll drop that down. Okay, now in terms of refineries, I'm going to put one person on the herbalist duties. That should help us out. Okay, now we can work tons of people in the refinery. The refinery is where a lot of people will be working. So I am tempted to say, well, let's close down this guy and we'll close down that guy. And now all the refiners needs to come and work over here. And I should probably add an extra one to that mix. But for now, it's just going to be the two. Food is okay. Water is a problem. We're running a well. We are, in fact, filling up the cistern. I'm hoping we've got the carriers working, multiple carriers, and we are short of houses. So I don't know where they should just go and live in the houses of the people that's departed, right? But what we'll do is, at the very least, we'll throw in a couple more houses. Then we need to start moving houses in this direction. With the refinery up and running, we should start seeing all of these come up. And as we start see these numbers come up, we can then start looking at more advanced buildings like the marketplace, the solar collections, all of those kind of things. I believe we should get all of this harvested. I'm kind of tempted to get a harvest of the current yield going over there. That harvest is looking pretty good. That food number is dropping a little bit quickly. That production limit is also not very high. And then people have everything else they need. And there's lots of little new guys coming in. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe some more refiners. Oh man, the herbalist is already doing the thing. Ooh, we are struggling a little bit to keep pace with the demand for some of these protective gear. Tailor. We could use another tailor. Let's switch up another tailor so we can see about getting some more gear in there. Wow, now there's tons of people that is in need of housing. Food situation okay. Water is not too bad. I don't like it flashing red like this, but I think we're okay. Just built another house. Probably need yet another one up here, so we can probably slot in some housing like so. That should possibly do the trick. That's probably a good idea. So let's just get our logistics in order, and we'll wrap a little road around the back over there. So that's two more houses over there as well. Over here, marketplace over here will do pretty well. So we're doing a pretty decent job. Ooh, what's going on over here? Settler has low health. Can I find out what is going on with the low health situation here? Water carrier did not yet earn any achievements. So I don't have enough details as to what is going on. It's a young adult, but it's currently got low health. And I don't quite get why that is the case. Maybe a school is something that's important. I'm just kind of seeing so we can get some people educated. But I'm not too sure why you, young adult, has any real health problems. It's not quite clear to me what the issue is. I don't believe we have any radiation in terms of water or anything over here. So it is a little weird. I don't have a hospital or a whatever they call it. From a community perspective, it's called a medical facility, which we're not quite there yet. We need a fair bit more stuff and probably people to get us there. But okay, we've got tons of settlers that's going to be building these things for us, or helping to build these things for us. We're getting their houses in place. Food is okay. Water is looking pretty good at the moment. I think the next thing we need to start investing in, and we've got the extra tailor, we've got a fair bit of cloth. So the thing I think we need to invest in is getting coal. Resources wise, we need ourselves a charcoal burner. What I'll do is I will place the charcoal burner right over here somewhere. And then I think it's also about time for us to get another depository over here. How's our scrap is not looking good. We need to up our scrap. So let's get the charcoal burner placed, and we'll get one extra person to work as a salvager. We do need a little bit more of that going on. And And what's happened? Someone's died of old age, presumably. Died of old age. Okay, that is okay. And we've got places for graves, so I'm happy that we won't see too many people getting too unhappy. But there are plenty of people that are quite unhappy. And I do worry about it. It's the grave thing. So do I need to have multiple people work it? And why do we have... There is herbs, right? Is there anything here I can try and sort out? But there are herbs, so hopefully that is going to help us out a little bit. We are building additional houses. Whew, drought is coming. Firstly, we'll see a little bit of rain, but yeah, I think we're okay for now. But we need to constantly be upping our stuff. The water reserve is always giving me problems. Okay, we need like 9 more people to finish that task. As we build houses, they go and fill up their houses with water, I believe. So if I come and click on a house here and I have a look here, that is empty. Any other houses with some stuff? Mushrooms. So they don't have any water there. So then we're just using the water a little bit more rapidly than I've expected. And we've got many more children. So maybe a school is the next best thing for us to do. That is quite moist and is growing quite nicely, but the drought is coming. So I believe what we should do is probably pick that up. This one should not be set back in right now. So let's close this one down. We don't want it to grow before the drought. It's not going to give us anything. This one, on the other hand, we probably need to start harvesting that. So let's go ahead, get the guys over there to go and harvest it. And then we'll divert practically everybody to, once this is harvested, we'll divert the farmers to go and collect water. I believe that is the thing. So yes, harvest should be underway here. At least gives us that extra bit of food. Tools is constantly a problem. What are you now out of? Out of cloth. You shouldn't be. Cloth is available. Maybe not in massive amounts, but cloth should be available. Char burner, not built yet. That's okay. Herbalist 1, mortician 1. Potentially 2 morticians would make us get rid of bodies quicker. But at the moment, we just need to make sure that we can survive. Okay, another house has been built. Is that now enough? For the time being, that is now enough. The question is, how quickly can we place some more people into the recycler or the refiner role? Let's add an extra person there. Is this almost done? This is being harvested pretty quickly at the moment. More children, more adults. Excellent, that's pretty good. We've got another refiner. Probably need another. No, that's okay. Those numbers are okay. I'm happy with those numbers. Those numbers look pretty good. Water. Divert people towards water collection. That is the thing that we need to do. It is a bit of micromanagement at the moment. I'm hoping once you reach the right stuff, critical mass wise and so on, it's not going to be that difficult to continue that journey. Someone has died, old age, and was replaced by another settler, which I believe is now, we're all out of settlers. So do we need, oh, there is actually a builder working on it right now. So get that builder to quickly finish off that work there. And then we're probably going to not run it straight away. Another one? Really? Another one? Died from old age and was replaced by settler, but yet someone else has grown up, so that's okay. That just kind of worked out. Okay, brilliant. Char burner, we should probably put someone on that straight away, and we can take off the builder. Ooh, the one thing is we actually do need a builder. How's this going with the farming thing? Okay, we're trimming back on farmers. Yeah, there we go. We do need a builder because the builder actually goes around repairing things. Again, out of cloth, is it? Yeah, we are struggling with the cloth and we are struggling with the protective gear a little bit. Can we assign a few more refiners, salvagers, those kind of things? Yeah, I'm worried about the food situation. It's really dire. But the water is potentially even better, worse. Okay, let's get another salvager going. We need to maintain a flow of everything. Okay, water is coming up. Food is going down, which I was expecting. Drought is on the way. Another adult dies of old age and is replaced by a settler. So just don't have that many settlers hanging around. Do I have an indication of how long these children will take? I also think probably a school is an important thing for us to do at some point. Okay, tools are coming in slowly and steadily. This one is the one that worries me the most. But there shouldn't be any cloth going anywhere but to this tailor. So really, it shouldn't be diverted anywhere else for the time being. I thought these trees were just gonna stand there and then we're off from there. More children being born. We probably need more stuff again. Okay, now we've got problems with hunters. I should actually divert. I think I should divert farmers to hunting. Farmers and gatherers for that matter, and herbalists for that matter, should all go towards hunting as we get to the tough times. But pharmaceuticals or herbs is a bit of a issue straight away. Next drought is here. We need things like weather stations. There's so much stuff. Those are 3 more people that's got graves now. Okay, drought is on the way. I believe I can trim back on that and divert these people to being hunters. So I'll trim those back. I'll close this one off, and then what we'll do is I will open this one back up and we'll add 2 hunters over there. And what we need to do is we need to just assign a work area where we know there's something to hunt. So over here it looks pretty good. So please go ahead and do the hunting over there. Farming is now being closed down for a while. I hope that continues to grow. Looks that way. I don't know why they're actually harvesting all the plants. Okay, people are coming in. What is this? Weather, time of day, those kind of things. We are seeing some charcoal, so we could start diverting. If I have a look at this guy, right? What does this mean? We get 2 masks from 3 cloth and 2 coal. We get 2 scarves from 3 cloth. So it's a pretty similar stuff actually, but it's just better protection. So let's swap over to the activated carbon masks. The other thing that I wanted to build over here was a repository. We need more houses first as well. So what I'll do is I will find us another spot for a house over here. Housing. We'll slot a couple of houses right in there. See if that works for us. Hopefully we can get that built. These things are not quite running, but we've got a fair bit of plastic, a fair bit of metal coming in. Not a lot of electronics. Is there an indication of currently in production? But it produces everything, right? Oh, what is this actually saying? Okay, cloth can be refined from scrap in a recycler or a refinery. Cloth is used by a tailor for protective clothing. So 1 scrap gives you 4 cloth. Okay. What is this? Why are we producing more plastics? Oh no, these are the actual numbers that we have in stock, is it? We've got 6 cloth. We've got 14 plastics, we've got 6 electronics, and we've got 8. Yeah, so that's what we have in stock actually. But yes, and so day-night cycles means that during the day it's more effective than during the night, and we need to connect up electricity and things like that. Can we see last season? So we're slowly just producing little bits of everything, and that's basically what is happening over here. So we need to assign more people if we want more of these materials to be produced. It's not rocket science, but it's something that we're struggling with. So we'll need to just keep on trucking. Okay, we worked really hard to get that number up, Chief. Just take care of it. Keep our kids healthy. Okay. Okay, so we actually reached our goal. So we got some extra food and water, which is awesome. Hopefully people are a little happier with that. There's a lot of protective gear that's missing, so I think there's more people available. So I want more people to be working the refiner. Oh, I did it the wrong way around. So we should have, okay, so anyway, let's do that. We'll get a couple more people to work the refiner. I think that's the plan. Drought is going to hit us very soon, and then we can divert people to other functions so that we can try and get a little bit ahead of the game during that day of drought, and we can't be producing the food that we need to do. But these houses needs to be built. I feel it's important. What are you saying? We're almost full of water? I'm happy that we've got a decent amount of water going on. Really happy. Are you? Okay, so all of these things have been collected. We just need the builder to come around and actually do the building, which is fine. Okay, so now what I'll do is, since it's now going to be the droughty day, there's a lot of people without protective clothing, guys. I need these guys to really ramp up our productions. We're really struggling to get there, and they're out of cloth most of the time. So really, the refiner needs to really do their thing. I believe drought is hitting us now. It's going to dry up really quickly now. People without water? How is that even possible? We are really doing the water thing. There's a lot of food. We're lagging behind on some of the other needs, but okay, there we go. Now, close this guy down. Get those fishermen out of there. Water carriers, we don't need as many. I'll just drop it down to 4 water carriers. We don't need farmers. We don't. Gatherers can still work a little bit, so that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a lot of people to work these two things. So let's just do it like about that. So let's ramp that production up a fair bit. Also the trees, let's ramp up the production of this stuff while we can. That's going to be important. That's going to be built. That's okay. I need to be saving stuff. That's okay. I think everything that should be closed, I've now closed. Apart from the gatherers and the hunters, we should get an extra hunter straight away. I'll trim one back over here. Okay, there's another house built. That should be good. Get the other house built as well. That should be fine. Someone has died. Why have you died? Old age. Excellent. That's okay. Well, it's not excellent, but if you're going to die for any reason, old age would be the one. So please get that one done now. As the drought sets in here, do we still have? We still have stuff that can be collected. That's not too bad. It's going to slowly start dying out. And let's just keep an eye on what's happened there. Died of starvation? Why is that? Why would you die of starvation? There is plenty of food. Is it because you don't have a house? It could be something like that. Can you please build this next and as quickly as possible? Yeah. What's happened? Low water, low water. Okay, that was the warning. Nothing too bad then. Okay, and we've got some more people that's been born. I believe these things are going to die now.